Howdy guys, welcome back to Deal by Deal episode 8 and introducing this cool mushroom growing kit that was left behind at one of the properties I bought recently. So follow along the next several videos. We'll be watching these grow in the background if it works because there's no date on it. So deal 8 was about 2011. It was an acre of land in Wasilla that had a mobile home that was in rough shape, a garage, and a dry cabin. So dry cabin is one that doesn't have any water to it, but it did have electric to it. So we bought this mobile home and fixed it up, hauled away some debris, came with some amazing raspberry plants that we have spread all over the valley since. I've got this strain at my house and Nick's house and my parents' house. We've really been enjoying those raspberries for all these years. However, the property was pretty rough. We fixed it up with like used materials and stuff we could source off of Craigslist back in the day. It wasn't a very good mobile home, so we were just trying to piece it together best we could. And in hindsight, it wasn't very good, but there's always a need for affordable housing, so we were able to rent it, I think at the time, for about $800. Now this property we bought on owner financing, and the price, I can't remember, it was either $30,000 or $35,000. We probably gave them about 10% down, and there was no interest on it. Actually, the gentleman who was selling it wanted there to be no interest, but a bonus if I paid him off early. So it's almost like negative interest. So he didn't charge me any interest, but if I was able to pay him off in a certain amount of time, I'd save another couple grand. So that's what we ended up doing. So we cash flowed pretty good on just the rental because I think our payment was only like $300 or $400 a month on it since the purchase price was so small. But eventually we decided it was kind of a lot of maintenance for the rental. It was just kind of a liability, and we decided to sell it on owner financing. Common theme around here. So we sold it, I think, for $80,000 or $90,000. I don't remember all the details and didn't want to go looking through all my old books to find it. But we more than doubled up on it, of course, because we did some work to it too. This was an acre of land. It did have 2 rentals on it, by the way, because the dry cabin, we plumbed gas up to it, so it had heat and electric, and we were able to rent that out too. So it cash flowed pretty good, but we eventually decided to sell it after a couple years of renting, and we got probably 10% down, and we charged 10% interest on our income that was coming in on that also. Okay, so I bought this in 2011 before I was an agent, and I was trying to save money. There wasn't a whole lot of money in the deal, so I did my own title work, which was a horrible idea. And so I missed that there was a lien on it. We just transferred it with a quitclaim deed, and there was an old owner finance lien from when the gentleman I got it from had purchased it. And then we went to sell it a couple years later. I was a licensed real estate agent, and so we went through the whole proper channels, and the title company found this lien on it that I was unaware of. So the moral of the story there is make sure that your title work is good, because this was a legitimate lien that was on it. And fortunately, it wasn't very big, but that mistake that I made could have cost me all of the profit in this deal. Could have cost me the entire property if it was a bigger lien, but it wasn't. It was only $5,000 or $6,000, I think, maybe. And I was able to track the guy down and negotiate that down. And I think he accepted like $2,000 or $3,000 because he didn't ever expect to get, the money that he said he was owed. Of course, I spoke to the person I bought it from. They said that they had paid it. The guy said he never got it, and they didn't set up an escrow account. So it was a he said, she said sort of situation. And it could have been so much worse. The couple grand that it cost me was nothing compared to how bad it could have been for making a really stupid mistake when I purchased the property and not getting good title work, especially since I didn't know how to do it myself at the time. So the family that bought this had quite a few kids, and so their monthly ability to make a payment wasn't very large. They were able to pay about $600 a month. Keep in mind that this is 12 years ago, so that means something different then than now. But $600 a month, but they were able to make larger balloon payments or irregular payments twice a year. And so we had those at pretty good size because they didn't want to owe on it forever. So we accepted the $600 a month, and then twice a year, I think they paid us like $5,000 twice a year, which really sped up the payment on that. They were able to have it completely paid off in like a handful of years or so, which was awesome. So it wasn't the best property in the world, but a young family with several kids was able to own it free and clear pretty soon. Had an acre of land to play on in a good location with the cabin, the mobile home, and the garage, and the cool raspberries. So it was a pretty good deal for them, and we felt like we did pretty good on ours. We made a little bit of rental income. We made a profit from the purchase to sale price, and we ended up making a good amount of money on the interest too, since we weren't even paying interest on the loan from when we bought it, but we made good interest when we sold it. So all around, it was a pretty cool deal. And please subscribe or like or share this if you're interested in coaching opportunities or investment opportunities, anything like that. Please reach out. If you didn't know, of course, I'm a licensed realtor also. So if you have anything to buy or sell here in Alaska, please get in touch. Thank you. Hey, thanks for watching till the end. I just got to add another quick story that's kind of funny about this mobile home from back in 2011. So we were on a real shoestring budget here. This property, this mobile home, was old. We had to fix up the roof from leaking. The flooring was rough. The floor itself wasn't level, which is common for an older mobile home up here. We've got extreme weather and such. And so we were doing carpet in the bedrooms. It hides that the floor isn't level. And we didn't want to pay for new carpet. There was a guy on Craigslist in Eagle River, which is like 30 minutes from here, that was giving away used carpet, and they said it was in good condition. So we drove all the way to Eagle River to get this, and they had pulled it out to reinstall their other stuff in their nice fancy home, and they had rolled up this carpet, how you do, where you can't see the carpet, but they assured us it was in good condition. So we spent, the time to go get this carpet and hauled it into this property, this mobile home, which didn't have any flooring at the time. And we start unrolling this carpet, and let me tell you, it was not in good condition. It wasn't really in usable condition, but we were very upset and frustrated that we just didn't have a lot of time or money, and we just decided to install it anyways. And it's so crazy looking back that we would have even considered this, because nowadays that'd just be so stupid to do. But this was a very low-end rental property, and we just didn't have the money. So we unrolled this carpet, and you could clearly see the stain pattern from where people were walking and not walking. It wasn't like animal urine and stuff like that. It didn't smell, but it was stupid. It's blue carpet with a dark blue traffic pattern down it. And it didn't fit in the room without having to cut it and tape it. So we cut it and tape it, and of course the wear pattern doesn't line up. It looked like hell. This was the most stupidest thing we'd ever done working on a house. It was horrible. But that's where we were in our career. We didn't have the money to fix it. This wasn't a luxury home. It was crap, and it rented just fine with no problem, and it sold just fine with no problem. So as stupid as it was an acceptable move at the time, and sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But it's funny looking back now. Hope you enjoyed that, and have a great day. Thanks.